Hey, Michael Church, Crawl Space Ninja. We got another great Ask a Ninja from Justin in Somerset, Kentucky. And he wants to know, he's got a crawl space where the inside of the crawl space has a natural trench that the builders left whenever they dug out his foundation around the perimeter of the crawl space. Currently, water is getting in that perimeter and it's naturally flowing to a sump pump or to an outside drain source that he has. So what he wants to know is, should he fill that with some kind of pipe or perhaps gravel or something like that to make it better, or leave it as is? Stay tuned. If you're new to Crawl Space Ninja, we talk about everything related to crawl space waterproofing, encapsulation, and dehumidifying. We hope you'll subscribe to our channel, ring that notifications bell, make sure you follow us on Facebook, and check out our DIY store and our franchise opportunity. So Justin, I think that's a great question. I'm gonna read what you wrote. The builder left the dirt in my crawl space about 10 to 12 inches higher than the footer. Okay, so inside the crawl space, the floor of the crawl space is 10 to 12 inches higher than the footer, and then the foundation wall is sitting on that footer. So there's a gap between the floor of the crawl space and the foundation wall that's about 10 to 12 inches deep. So you can see the top of the footer all the way around the crawl space. This seems to be working as a natural drain that leads to a sump pump I put in. Should I go in and place a pipe in the trench and cover with gravel? I never ever have over a ½ inch of pooling water on top of the foundation, even after heavy rains. If so, is it okay to place a drainage pipe on top of the foundation in this case? That's a great question. It sounds like the concrete has created a natural ditch. The concrete from the footer has created just this natural ditch inside the crawl space. So you don't have to worry about that concrete probably wearing out over time, especially if you're dealing with as little water as you're talking about. My only concern is that the soil that's 10 to 12 inches could, eventually erode into that little natural trench that you're talking about, or that ditch that you have there. So, granted, over time, it may not take a year, it may take 5 years, 10 years, but there is a chance that that soil can erode into that ditch and fill it up, just like soil naturally erodes in a normal ditch that's maybe around the street of your house or something like that. So that being said, I would do one of two things. You could fill it up with gravel. You could fill that natural ditch that you have up with some pea gravel, and then that water is just going to flow, and that pea gravel should support the soil and keep that erosion process from happening. Or you could put in a pipe like an NDS Easy Flow, or perhaps a Hydroway pipe or something like that, and then fill up around the excess with gravel. Either way, I think you're going to be okay. If it was my house, I would probably do the pipe, then the gravel, and then that way the ground is level from the foundation wall all the way across to where the dirt starts. So as I lay the plastic down, I wouldn't have any kind of dips inside of that drainage ditch or anything like that if I did it that way. So I would put in perhaps an Easy Flow NDS pipe, fill it up with gravel, make it all level, and then put my plastic up. So hopefully that helps you out. It sounds like you don't have much of a water issue to deal with today, but given time, we've seen these 10-year, 100-year floods come around, and that's really when it messes up crawl spaces. So it might be a good idea to go ahead and address that now, just to prepare for what could be coming in the future. It's a great question though. I'm Michael Church, Crawl Space Ninja. We hope you make it a happy and blessed day, and we'll see you later.